Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 165 of the Talking the Line podcast on this absolutely beautiful Wednesday of bets, also known as, so you don't have to check your calendar, it is my pleasure to tell you it is November the 17th of the year 2021. Now we have another loaded show on tap today, an absolutely killer show to get you through your case of the midweek blues, if you will. But before we get into all of that, I must also kindly ask you to please smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL Pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the crew. But if you are watching on one of our social media platforms, make sure you hit that like and follow button there as well. Excuse me, as well. Goodness gracious. Next item up on the docket, if you are listening on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit that subscribe button there, as we always do release the audio of every live show after each episode is complete. Next item up on the docket, when you got a couple extra seconds, when you can find it to be in your heart to be so kind to do so, please take an extra second. Hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat if you would be so kind. Maybe hit that share button, send it on over to your brothers, sisters, friends, enemies, uncles, aunts, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the world of you but might call themselves good old-fashioned degenerates and like cashing tickets, because that's what we do here at the TTL Pod, and the TTL Pod is for all. Last but certainly not least, if you would so kindly go on over to this episode's description where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. If you're looking for more TTL content, that's where you'll find it. You'll see the talkingtheline.com website, all of the TTL crew social platforms, and our additional content from the two of us, so you can consume all of that, however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen and beautiful gambling people, joining us on today's show, episode number 165, once again, this beautiful Wednesday of bets, I am your humbled, honored, hyped, and always handicapping host, Colton, Captain Colt Soroka. And I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, my friends, because we have exactly the show you need to get you through this hump day, but I have one final duty to complete before we get into that show. Now, I've said we, I've said us, I've said the two of us, I've said the crew. I've referred to a lot of plural here when you only see singular me. So it is my pleasure to welcome in the second half of the Talking the Line Sports Media crew, a man that I refer to as one of my best friends, but is also known by you as the myth and the legend, but oh, let's not forget the degenerate gambling legend and TTL resident Southsider and cheesehead himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, I'm getting the Collinsworth slide going on this hump day action. I am feeling pretty damn solid, my friend. The college basketball season is getting in full swing. We've got ourselves some sweaty evenings, and it's really starting to feel like the action is here because, hey, it friggin' is here. I don't know what the hell I'm saying over here, but hey, I'm ready to rock, dude. I am excited for another day of a full damn slate of college basketball cards, a little bit of NBA action as well, but good majority of what we got going on today, at least on our best bets. It does appear that we're going deep once again into the college basketball slate. Had ourselves a little decent evening last night, but hey, we're here for another. I guess myself was a little wheel spinny, but I'm here for a big day this time around. I don't know about you.
3-1 day from your boy. You better believe I'm here for another big day. You better believe the mid-major king is live in prime time. Now, if you didn't see it on Twitter yesterday, shout out my guy, PXP Blake, play-by-play Blake Bernier. I hope I'm saying your last name right. Absolutely love the sweat with him last night. We are also now on Chalkboard. We'll tell you guys about that a little bit later on in the show, second half of the show, so we don't waste any time here. But had a little bit of a back and forth in one of the boards, one of the channels on the POTD board on Chalkboard. Somebody challenged me for my title as mid-major king, mid-major handicapping king, and I said, all right, I'll put it on the line. Well, I so kindly won that we'll show you here in just a minute when we recap today's best bets. So by me winning, I got myself a new lid. Not this one here, but I got a chalkboard lid inbound on your boy. So with that being said, with us being a full transparency show, you know we always got to do it whether we want to or not. Today, it's all good. We're not really too worried about it. So with all that being said, let's recap yesterday's best bets of the day. Mags, yeah, little wheel spinning, not too bad, my friend. 1-1. I did mention to you on the show that Virginia could not score a bucket to save their lives, but you said I absolutely love it. I think you're going to remain off that train for just a little while now.
Yeah, most definitely. Going to be off the train until they can get that train back on the tracks, most definitely, because it was a tough watch from the moment go, from the word go, I mean. So, I'm going to be off that one for a while.
Okay, well, good to hear it. I'm glad you're on this side of the fence because that's where I had parked myself at the beginning of the week when I saw that line. I said, I'm not touching it. So welcome on to this side of the fence, my friend. We both cashed Seton Hall plus 8.5. Easy money on that one. Well, not so easy money. It was a little sweaty in the first half, and then they took care of business, took care of it outright in the second half. And then the rest of my card went 2-1 outside of the Seton Hall. James Madison, absolutely electric game. If you missed that or you didn't have action on that game, you are out of your mind. Quite possibly the mid-major game of the year so far between them and Eastern Kentucky. My new boys, the Broncos, I told you guys on the show, these might be my new darlings. Santa Clara, holy shit, beat a good Nevada team, 96-74, I think ended up be the final score. Holy hell, those boys are a wagon. They played great. And then SLU, man, Memphis is going to be a problem. Memphis is going to be a problem and a half. They are more than deserving of that 12th in the nation ranking, and I think we might see that jump up here a little bit within the next couple of weeks. They're fucking bad on defense, and they can still drain a shot or two, and they're electric from the free throw stripe. So Memphis is going to be a problem in my mind, dude.
Yeah, as far as talent goes, they're as good as anybody. It's about if they can get that cohesiveness, that efficiency rocking, they are as dangerous as anybody this year, dude.
100%. And then Twofer, son of a bitch, and Bobcats, man. They tried to come all the way back. They were in the red zone, turned the ball over, and then It ended up being Toledo went for it on a 4th and 1 and rattled off a 60-yard touchdown. Yep. That just absolutely buried us. EMU came all the way back in the back door and covered the 5.5, which was just like, what the hell? So if you sprinkle a little bit on both of those outside of the parlay, which we tend to, in addition to the parlay, got a little bit of action back. And then the Moneyline Dice roll, we talked about it, partner. Creighton was our boys. We were all about Creighton, and we were like, you know what? If the dice say Nebraska, then it's got to be Nebraska, and they did not look good whatsoever. I think the Blue Jays are, once again, going to be a tournament team and a team that we're going to be talking about all the way through May, my friend. I don't know about you, but I think I'm back on the Creighton train. No way fans or buts about it.
Yeah, I think I might be as well. I'm thinking Nebraska's going to bounce back here over the next few weeks, but man, they did not have the juice last night. But yeah, I'm with you on Creighton. I think they're going to cash us some tickets this year, no doubt about it.
150%. I wish I would have just gone with my gut because I really liked them right off the jump, and I said, okay, I'm seeing some shit. Who knows? So that's yesterday's best bets of the day. What the hell we got on tap today? Well, I'm so glad you asked, my friends, because I am rather excited about today's show for the very end of the show, but for the entire show in general. We got RMags Picks. He's bringing you 3. We're actually lining up on 1 play, so we'll call it a crew play, and he's bringing you 2. So then as well, I'm bringing you 2 in addition. I have 3 plays, but again, we're lining up. Hope you're following along. I kind of got myself a little confused right there. Today's special plays. Yes, plays with an S, not just play. We got the Wednesday Warrior and the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. We combine the Wednesday Warrior, who is an absolute warrior beast monster at covering their spreads day in and day out. And then we stick that in a parlay with one of my picks, one of Mag's picks, and we call it the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. Today's Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off paying out at over 6-1 odds, my friends. So we have a juicy one for your bet slip. Make sure you get it locked in. I am so ready to get a special play to the window, partner. We're getting 2 special plays to the window. I am so sick and tired of missing it by 1 leg. I know this one's getting there tonight. I'm putting it out in the world. We'll recap all of that, and then we'll get into the Moneyline Dice roll of the day. While I'm thinking about it, I might as well get our honorable cubicle guest live on set. There you go. Little ASMR for you. Shout out. And then that will wrap up the entire first half of the show. Then we'll get in the second half of the show. Partner, I got a good handful of leans I want to talk to you about.
As do I.
Okay, for sure. So we'll do that. I'm sure you got your sidebar. We'll give you guys a couple of updates, just everything all-encompassing. Want to talk about Chalkboard with you guys and some new and exciting stuff we're going to be able to bring you and only continue to grow all that and grow with them as their platform grows. I absolutely love the guys over there, and I can't wait to talk more about that with you guys. We'll update you everything on that end, and then my motivation minutes, my friends. I am really excited about this one because this one hit me square in the middle of the chest last night, and I hope it does the same thing for you guys. I found this video, and I won't take full credit for it because obviously somebody's done this in the past, but I'll obviously put my Colt spin on it and do a little something for you. So it's a little bit of a visual and a little bit of metaphorical, if you will, and I'll entitle it, Put the Glass Down. So that's the rabbit hole you get. You'll have to stick around for the very end. You need a little extra inspiration, motivation about your day. Hey, I don't just tweet a little tweet in the morning. I talk about it, I be about it. I love to dish this stuff out. I'm no Schwarmy, I'm no genius, but I always like to share a little thing that helps me and that guy over there survive this thing called life. So, all that being said, partner, back to bets, back to sports, back to everything. Anything I did not dish out, deliberate about, we got plenty of news and NFL news we can get to in the second half of the show. Anything I missed in regards to us getting this old podcast train steaming on down the tracks?
No, sir. You mentioned it. NFL news at the end, but I can't even hold my tongue. It's Joe Flacco season this Sunday, dude.
Yeah, holy cow. Joe Flacco back over Mike White and over Zach Wilson. Okay. I don't know what's going on there with old Bobby Saleh, but hey, we'll talk about that second half of the show. One final thing, my friends. Well, actually, 2 final things. One reminder, you see it down there in the ticker. You got any questions? You got anything? We want to connect with you. We will answer it live on the show. Hop in the comments, hop in the chat, whatever you want to do. We'll look at it. We'll answer it live on the show. The second item on tap before we start today's show, as always, to me, oh fuck, to you, sir, and to all you beautiful people sipping the black elixir of the gods on this gorgeous Wednesday of bets. Take your sip, and once you do, hey partner, you have the floor.
Alrighty, my man. I appreciate you.
Oh, so I've got 3 I appreciate you too, and I appreciate this coffee. Whew.
I've got 3 college basketball bets coming at you. The third one is one that Colt and I are lining up on, so we will tag team that one together. I'll save that one for last. And I'll kick it off right here, partner. I know you're not in love with it, but the more I talk about it, the more I write about it, the more I'm in love with this play. VCU and Vanderbilt. Colton has no interest in this game. It is an ugly one, I will admit, but for that reason, one of those reasons, I am going to the under. I caught it at 136.5. It has since dropped down despite a good amount of money coming in on the over. 134.5. Is that what you're signaling to me over there? Yes,
correct,
sir. So it was down a little bit lower, jumped back a tiny bit. So there's a few things that I like in this one, partner. One thing is that this reminds me kind of a poor man's Virginia versus Houston game that we saw last night, to where VCU being the Virginia team that can't put the ball in the bucket to save their damn lives, and a much lower level, both of these teams, without a doubt. I'm not trying to compare the two as to the two from last night.
I see the worm dangling in front of me in the pond, my friend. So bob it a couple times, I might take a bite.
For sure. So VCU actually still pretty solid defensively, much like Virginia is. I mean, the game last night was not high scoring. Houston beat the doors off of Virginia, but this game still stayed under 119.5, let alone a score like this. I think it's going to be similar tonight. VCU's defense is actually still pretty solid. 51st in adjusted defensive efficiency, but 201st offensively adjusted offensive efficiency. They are a bad team offensively. They've struggled to score the ball already in a couple different games against some mediocre defenses. And I think Vandy's defense is better than the defenses that they have played, and they'll be able to hold them down pretty similarly. VCU put up 57 on St. Peter's in a slight win over a small mid-major team. I know you like talking about St. Peter's, but they are a smaller level team to VCU.
The old Peacocks.
There you go. And 44 points on Wagner in a losing effort. I believe they lost by 14 points. This is a really bad VCU team, at least right now. I don't know what they will be in a couple of months, but at this point in November, they are a bad team. But like I said, they can still hold down the score on the defensive end. And this is an improved Vandy team. It's still not going to be knocking on the door of the SEC conversation, but they're not going to be the doormat that they've been the last few years. I mentioned that a little bit, I think a week or so ago. They're going to be a little improved, but they're still not going to be a very good team. But their defense, like I said, their defense is actually playing a much better style. They're not getting their ass beaten. It's not being the reason that they lose games. But I think this VCU defense is going to hold them down and keep the score down. Like I said, it might be like we saw last night where Vandy beats the absolute door off of them. But this game still might stay way under this total. They have improved on offense. I'm losing my notes here without my glasses. That's my bad. Total has dropped 3
rambling
points.
and slambling.
I know. Last point for me. Like I said, I think the biggest thing that pushed me over the edge was the line movement dropping down despite all that money coming in on the over. I like VCU to potentially cover. I was interested in that to start things before I saw this under, but I'm staying way the hell away from that one. That one the spread has dropped down, but I love this under. I would take it anywhere 130 or higher. Honestly, I don't care where it goes as long as it doesn't go under that. Give me the under in this one. Probably not going to be able to cut it where I got it at, so I apologize if it's a slight casher for me and nobody else, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. I like the under no matter where it is as long as it's over 130.
I think I'm in the boat with you, partner. I won't waste too much more time on that one because you hit about every single point possibly could have. So I think I'm in the boat with you. I think it's a nasty game. I think it stays under, but going to have to take me a little while. I'm not hammering it in quite yet. But if you would be so kind, there's your first best bet. Second best bet of the day. What do you got to dish out, my friend?
Alrighty, number 2, coming out of going in a little mid-major action myself, one of the conferences that I have found familiarity with. Goodness gracious, I'm having some tongue tires today. So I'm going to Grand Canyon versus Prairie View A&M, and I'm taking Grand Canyon minus the 10.5. Now, I love, as I keep talking about, I love the SWAC, but not in these non-conference games against these much higher level conferences like Grand Canyon is in. And this is a solid Grand Canyon team within their own conference, all the less. And I think Grand Canyon is going to handle them by 20. I put this line closer to 15 here. Prairie View is 253 in adjusted offensive efficiency and 195th in defensive efficiency adjusted. Prairie View has actually played a really tough schedule. They've faced the last 3 games. They've had 3 Power 5 schools with 20-point spreads. They were only able to, just slightly cover one of those spreads. So I don't believe they've covered, or I don't believe they've lost by any less than 15 points, period. Their first two games were St. Mary's and San Francisco, lost by 19 points and 16 points. I put Grand Canyon in similar company to those two teams, if not better, actually.
Yep.
So I really think Grand Canyon is going to handle them without any problems at all. Grand Canyon actually already handled a fellow SWAC team in Grambling, beat them by 21 points as 15-point favorites. Like I said, I think I put it in a similar game as that. I think Prairie View is just a shade better than Grambling, but nowhere near enough to keep this game within single digits. I see Grand Canyon laying the absolute hammer down and taking care of that minus 10.5. And even if it jumps up to 11.5, probably wouldn't go much past that because I have seen 11 and 11.5.
That's where it's holding firm right now.
Okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't like it any higher than that, really, but I do like it at 10.5 to 11.5, partner. I'm interested what your thoughts as far as that one is.
100%. I'm all the way in on that one. Actually, one of the ones that I really liked, I just couldn't get all the way in the boat, and you got me all the way in the boat. I'm having a lot of pond and fishing references. Maybe I need to get out of here, go to Canada or something, go fishing. I don't know what the fuck's up with me today. But, yeah, it's up to 11.5 across most books right now. If you're in Illinois, DraftKings, minus 11 right now. So that's the lowest one, best value on tap. But I still don't think Prairie View keeps us within 11, 12, 15. So I would take it up to 15, honestly. I'm not that worried about it. So love it. Second best bet of the day, partner. Please, if you could be so kind, indulge the folks out there. What's your third best bet of the day? That's also segueing into my first best bet of the day. That is going to be the cruise best bet of the day.
Alrighty, so this one is a bit of a public side. We will have to warn you, but we do like it nonetheless. We don't have too many fears about this one. We're going to Michigan State and Butler, the big boy game of the day as far as college basketball slate is concerned, and we're taking the Spartans. We caught it at minus 2.5. I do believe it is jumping around between minus 2.5, 3 right now. I don't know about you, partner. I wouldn't take it much higher than 3.5. Might even be a little tentative at 3.5, but definitely like it at 2.5, 3 for sure. I believe you also are with me on this as saying Butler is just a little too overvalued. A lot of these Big Ten teams have been overvalued, but I don't think that's the case here. I think Michigan State is being undervalued after that big old beatdown that they took to Kansas. Kansas is without a doubt one of the best teams in the country, and as good as I think Michigan State is, they just aren't on that level. I do think they are quite a bit better than Butler. I think some of this line has something to do with the books respecting Butler's home court advantage at Hinkle Fieldhouse because it is a fantastic home court environment. But as we've seen over the last year or two in all sports, and so far even this year, these home court advantages, of course, they help, but it hasn't been the end-all, be-all by any means. And in a spot like this, you would think maybe Butler, that gives them the big edge over them. I don't think that's the case here. I think Michigan State is the better team, and I think they get this one done by 5 points or more. Butler's been pretty unimpressive in their 3-0 straight-up start against some low-level competition, and I don't think they are deserving of this spread by any means. I think it should be right around 4.5, 5, partner. What about you?
I 150% agree. Kind of to segue where you finished there, just Horton Fieldhouse not being, or not Horton Fieldhouse, Hinkle Fieldhouse. I'm thinking ISU, Horton Fieldhouse. There you go.
Horton Fieldhouse.
Shout out ISU, Roll Birds. They got their ass kicked by Murray State yesterday. Hinkle Fieldhouse, not the worst place to play in the world. 160th in the nation ranked per KenPom, actually. They have a negative 2.8 points for differential there at home. So something I didn't look up before, but as you were saying it, I was like, oh, that kind of pops into my head. And then right to segue exactly what you said, dude, Michigan State is being extremely undervalued in this spot just because of their slow start. I think this is where they turn it on. It usually takes a game or two. Not really. It's usually only 2 games. And Michigan State looks a little goofy. Izzo's got to get the boys rocking and rolling. Then all of a sudden, they just blow the doors off of teams. And I think that's what we see here. Michigan State is just by far the better team, offensively and defensively. They rank 47th in adjusted offensive efficiency per KenPom and 14th in adjusted defensive. And then Butler, 67th in adjusted offensive and 58th in adjusted defensive efficiency. So definitely you can see the variance there. But one thing that really matters to me, partner, is tempo. Like, I think Michigan State is going to absolutely boat race Butler here today. Butler comes in as the 353rd ranked team in the nation in tempo compared to Michigan State's 90th. So I think Michigan State only continues to improve upon that. Look for them to break within the top 50 in tempo here within the next month and a half or so. And then last but not least, rebounding. This is what really does it for me here. Michigan State 19th in offensive rebounding percentage, 63rd in opponent offensive rebounding percentage. Butler 126th in offensive rebounding percentage, so it's going to be a struggle for them. And then 17th in opponent offensive rebounding. I don't think that matters. I think Michigan State is going to do more than enough to clean up the offensive glass. You might say, well, Colt, 17th, that's really good, but I don't think so. We're going to see some regression here from Butler because the three teams they've played were a very small Troy, Central Arkansas, and Ooey Pooey. That's Indiana University, Purdue. No, that's not. What the fuck is Ooey Pooey? IUPUI. I don't know what I can't remember what.
Indiana U, Purdue U, Indianapolis.
Whatever the hell it is. Troy, Central Ark, and Ooey Pooey. Those teams are not big, and Butler has not played a high-level opponent. Michigan State has in Kansas. You mentioned it, and I think that's what we see here. There's really no great trends for either side, so I think the public's going to be looking at, or some of the quote-unquote experts are going to try and look at some of these trends. Oh, there's bad trends on this side or bad trends on that side and deduct it. I think the book's kind of messed up here today. I think they needed to make this about 4.5. I think this ends right at 4 or 3. I think that's right where we see this game end at, but again, wouldn't take it over 3. So, Mag's last best bet, my first best bet of the day, the Michigan State Spartans -2.5. Anything else you need to dish out, deliberate, lay out, my friend, in regards to the old Spartans?
I don't think so, man. I think we hit everything I needed to.
All right, well, let's rock and roll. Keep this proverbial podcast train steaming on down the tracks. I totally forgot to put RMags best bets of the day up there. There they all go. Everything for you there. So now it's time for Colt's best bets of the day. That would be yours truly. Now, I already told you Michigan State -2.5. Got 2 more coming at you here, my friends. First game, if you don't know, you won't know, but you're about to find out real quick that these boys are my number 1 mid-major. I love backing in everything, a single spot, and I believe they are extremely undervalued in this spot. I don't care who the hell they're playing. Give me the Northern Colorado Bears, +20.5 versus Texas. I've seen it go up 21, 22, back down to 20 to 21. I don't care. The books don't know what they're doing with this one because Northern Colorado hasn't even had a spread set for their last 2 games. They are just... They're far and above better than any mid-major team that's going to take an opportunity to take a shot at Texas. This is their Super Bowl, my friends. They are going to be taking this game so doggone seriously, and 20.5 is too damn much. It doesn't need to be over 10.5, in my opinion, especially with what we saw from Chris Beard's boys. I know it was against Gonzaga, but it did not look inspiring whatsoever. So I'm a little concerned with what we see, and I'm actually interested to see how much Northern Colorado can keep the pace of this game moving, because we all know Texas likes to play the slow style of ball. 349th in the nation per KenPom in tempo. Northern Colorado 145th. So I think they get out and transition a little bit more often than not, get some of those fast break points, and get us some much needed quick points to keep that spread a little bit closer. Outside of that, I also love the experience here. You would think, a mid-major team, they're not going to get the best of the best, the cream of the crop. It's going to be a bunch of random guys tossed together. Not the case with Northern Colorado Bears, my friends. They are 18th in the nation in experience. These guys have been in these spots. They are not afraid of these spots, and they will show up, like I've already said. Texas, 27th in the nation, so they're experienced as well. But honestly, I still have seen nothing from them that inspires me to back them. Anything bigger than 8.5, 9.5, and 10 would be pushing it, especially against this Northern Colorado team. You don't believe me? Believe the trends, my friends. Northern Colorado, 4-1 ATS last 5 overall, 5-2 ATS last 7 as a dog, and 5-2 ATS last 7 as a road dog. They're also 41, 18-1. Their last 60 road games, ATS, and Northern Colorado, 8-2-1 ATS. You better get familiar. You know I'm a homer for them. Wednesday games, day of the week trends. Texas 2-5-1 ATS last 8 following an ATS loss, and 3-8-1 ATS their last 12 as a home favorite. I'm not saying the Bears get it done outright. I'm not even saying that this is a single point loss or single digit loss, but I don't think it's going to be any more than 11. So give me all of the Northern Colorado Bears plus 20.5 or wherever you're finding it, because I like it at any point. Give me my boys. Lock it in.
Okay, partner. You had me interested, but I don't know. I'm a little tentative. I have to be honest. I'm a little tentative.
Be tentative all you want. This one isn't you be tentative about it. If I was telling you fucking Ryder or something against Texas, maybe. But this is the cream of the crop in the Big Sky. So I freaking love Northern Colorado. They're going to get this job done. No question, no harm, no foul. So there you go. There you have it. Second best bet of the day. My third and final best bet of the day, my friends. Now, these guys, I was talking about these guys back in August, September. They're one of my favorite college basketball teams to back. Just haven't had any favorable opportunities to back them. The books really fucked up on them today, and I'll tell you about it. But first, let me tell you the matchup. St. John's Red Storm against the Indiana Hoosiers, baby. And I'm taking the St. John's Red Storm plus 4.5. Give me all of the Red Storm, my friends. They are one of my mid-major darlings, and I absolutely love them. Actually, they're not so much mid-major, but they're kind of qualifying that. But why I say the books messed up, my friends, is this line opened up at 6 this morning, plus not at 6 a.m. this morning, plus minus 6 on most books. And I said, well, that is way too doggone much for St. John's. There is no way it needs to be there. So I stuck it in the bet slip. I went and looked at a few other slips, and then all of a sudden it said the market had been closed. I said, what is this? I go back, and they had completely closed the whole market. They were getting murdered on that number already, and they knew it. They knew they screwed up, so they closed it all together so nobody could even get that number anymore at 6. Opened it back up at 4.5, and I actually wrote at the end of my analysis that I would be comfortable with this number down to 4.5, hell, even 3.5, because I think St. John's is just that damn good and can keep up with the overhyped name of the Hoosiers. You don't believe me? Believe the stats, my friends. Per KenPom, SJU, St. John's University, 40th in the nation adjusted offensive efficiency, 55th in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency. Indiana, 65th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency, 17th in adjusted defensive efficiency. Oh my gosh, Colt, they're 17th in the nation in defense? How can I truthfully back that? My friends, it was against Northern Illinois, who we know is not a basketball school, my friends, and it was also against Eastern Michigan, who we know is not that great of a basketball school either. I think that St. John's is going to wake up Indiana, or catch them sleeping rather, and they're going to wake them up maybe halfway through the second half, because they are way too good of a team to be getting 4.5 points. I would even doggone near back this at 2.5. I think that quite possibly St. John's goes on the road and gets this one outright. But that's not what I'm taking. I'm taking the plus 4.5. A couple of other key reasons. Tempo, my friends. St. John's is going to boat race Indiana any opportunity they can. They are 9th in the nation in tempo compared to Indiana, who's 116th in the nation. Rebounding, not a huge factor here. I think it cancels itself out because St. John's is 76th in offensive rebounding percent, 221st in opponent offensive rebound percent, but Indiana 286th in offensive rebound percent, and then 34th in opponent offensive rebound percent. So you can see where it kind of cancels out there. And for them to be 286th on offense, them being Indiana, against NIU and EMU, that's pretty piss poor. St. John's is a lot better than those teams, so I think St. John's ends up winning the rebound battle. And last but not least, you know I always mention it, from the charity stripe is valuable, my friends. You have to look at that this time of the year. Indiana shooting 70% from the free throw line. Okay, not too bad, but St. John's 81% from the stripe. I said it with Seton Hall yesterday. This is going to be a team you're going to see come January, February, March into the tournament that they shot 85, 88% from the line. It's where they make their money. It's how they stay in these games with these bigger teams, and it's why the books know they fucked up with 6 and quickly dropped it down to 4.5, which I still think is a fuck up. So you don't believe me, believe the trends. St. John's, 4-1 ATS last 5 overall, 9-3 ATS last 12 following an ATS win, 7-3 ATS last 10 as a dog, and they are 19-9-1 ATS their last 29 Wednesday games. Indiana, 1-7 ATS last 8 overall, and they are 0-3-1 ATS last 4 following an ATS win. Once again, my friends, I think St. John's has more than enough of an opportunity to win this outright, but I will gladly take all 4.5 points here this morning because I caught the books sleeping. Take it with me, and we will meet you at the pay window. St. John's Red Storm, plus 4.5.
My man, I like this one a lot. I am also interested in this money line as well because a lot of these you know me with my Big Ten. I am as big of a Big Ten basketball fan and backer as I am in football, my friend.
No. It is full-blown homer, my friend.
Exactly, and I think the Big Ten is going to be a really good basketball conference, but they don't really, the one team that was undervalued in Michigan State at 2.5. All these other teams against some really solid opponents, whether it's the Big East or whatever other really solid conference. There's no reason they need to be any lower than or any higher than 4.5. And that's where, like you said, the books caught sleeping. Look at Michigan the other night last night against Seton Hall. Look at Illinois against Marquette the night before. Indiana's not as good as those two teams are, and I would put St. John's in a similar category as Seton Hall and Marquette. So I think they've got a good chance to win this one outright, partner.
So now it has turned into a sharp side, and I don't think it turned into a very public side as well. It is getting sharp money. 95% of money, and I think it's because the books know they fucked up. They did not put this number right, and they needed to open it at 2.5 and get a boatload of money because I think it might finish by one possession. I honestly do. St. John's has enough firepower to keep up like that. So don't be afraid if you see money in bet splits. It is not a public dog like that. And partner, you would also be elated to know that Texas has become a severe public side.
Okay.
Now, they're 91% of bets, but only 82% of money, and it's gradually been dropping over the course of the show here. 9% of bets for NoCo, but 18% of money just slowly rising over the course of the show. So I'll give you an update there at the end.
How many of that percentage money-wise is you?
A good amount. I only dropped a fucking dime. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. No. So there you go. There you have it. My 3 best bets of the day. Mag's 3 best bets of the day. Let's dive into the special play of the day, my friends. 2, actually, special plays. We have the Wednesday Warrior and the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. Well, let me tell you about the Wednesday Warrior first. And partner, I'll let you segue in here. Not a whole lot we need to say about him. We're taking the Sacramento Kings. +2, +2.5 on the spread. Hey, you're all good. Just briefly, you kind of heard there. They're weed whacking or whatever the fuck. Now, what is it with these? What is it with Chicago people wanting to cut their grass when it is 30 degrees outside? I don't understand.
It's
about to die.
Weird, 55, 60 degrees out here, dude.
Oh, well, I guess I spend too much time in the lab. I got to get out and go for a walk. I haven't been outside yet today, so I got to get that done. Either way, we ain't talking about that. Get out of that rabbit hole. Sacramento Kings, +2, 2.5. Wherever you're finding that is the Wednesday Warrior of the day. They've just been a doggone good team, and this line is really, really, really fishy for me as far as the Timberwolves side. With it being at -2, I just feel like everybody is going to run to them as a home favorite. Oh my gosh, Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know that the Kings are kind of struggling. I don't buy it, man. I absolutely love the Kings. I know you're pretty dove deep into the NBA right now. I usually wait about a month till I get really, 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 really dove into it. Anything you're pulling out as far as the Kings +2.5?
Yeah, so one thing, as far as the Kings, this is a Kings team that you and I both love in certain spots, and this is one of those spots.
Yep.
You also have to realize, because there's a few teams that we like to back, but these teams are very, very much ebb and flowy type teams where, man, they're for a week or two, they're going to catch you a handful.
Ebb and flow.
And
actually,
then for another week, they're going to be, for another week, they're going to be rough. They were rough for a little bit. They just bounced back 2 nights ago, put up 120. It is the Detroit Pistons, bad team. But nonetheless, the fact that they're putting up that amount of points on anybody, 129 to 107 win, that's a good sign for me. I think we're about to catch the Kings on that roller coaster back up the rails. And Minnesota, they've been playing some really good teams and have been hanging tight with them. So I guess that would be the only thing that kind of worries me a little bit. But I think, like I said, when the Kings' offense is rolling, that's when you need to back them. And I think we're about to see them roll for another week or so here. So with the +2, it was 2.5 this morning. It's already down to 2. Big old money split coming towards the Kings' way. So I like this one. I think they get it done outright, partner.
I think so too, but I will gladly take all 2.5. It looks like it's kind of sticking across 2, or at 2 across the market rather.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you have it. Wednesday Warrior. They are actually really profitable when we make them our Wednesday Warrior for some reason. It's like the organization hears us talking about them. Sacramento Kings +2. Now, you see special plays. We've covered the Wednesday Warrior, about to come right there it is. Now we're about to cover the Parlay Pop-Off. Right there it is. Okay, now 3 legs on that bad boy. Obviously, the first leg is going to be the Sacramento Kings +2. But then we got one of my plays and one of Mag's plays to add. Now, as far as Mag's play goes, we're going to Grand Canyon University. -10.5, -11, -11.5. Comfortable with it there. Believe that point swing is exactly what is to be expected with probably how the early money is coming in. Really don't see any splits because of how small this game is and kind of how off the radar it is. But Grand Canyon's going to handle business no problem, no harm, no foul. And then as for my play, because we caught the book sleeping, we're taking St. John's +4.5 against Indiana. You parlay all 3 of those bad boys up. Last time I checked, you're getting right around +612 odds. Over 6-to-1 payout. Put your little $10 on there, get you a $6 holla, or maybe you put a hundo on there, your little $600 holla. Whatever you feel like. Remember, always bet responsibly. What's the saying? Be who you can afford to be.
Yeah.
Rather. Don't go blowing a whole bankroll just because you love the Wednesday Warrior, the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. Be who you can afford to be.
One thing I love that our guy Pat McAfee says is
Shout out.
Don't bet to where if you lose, you're going to drop a tax bracket, and don't bet at least straight up to where you're trying to jump up a tax bracket.
Correct.
Keep yourself within your own limits.
150% be who you can afford to be. So there you go. Special play of the day and a reminder to always gamble responsibly from the TTL crew. Now it is time to recap all of today's best bets of the day, my friends. So rip out those sports books once again. Maybe your pens and your paper if that's how you take stock. Maybe you're not in a legalized state yet, but boy, oh boy, are we sweeping the nation state by state, county by county, quickly, faster and faster and faster and faster, and all of a sudden, you know, all 50 states in the entire good old US of A are going to be legalized. So just a bunch of filler words and bullshit there, honestly, for you guys, so I could get this fucking shit to load. I'm man enough to admit it. I know that was all a bunch of clusterfucks. So, here we go. Please, my friends, if you are ready to recap the TTL crew's best bets of the day. Okay, here we are. Being a little goofy this morning. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the TTL crew's best bets of the day for this gorgeous Wednesday of bets, November 17th, 2021, are now live on your screen. All right, my friends, here we go. Here we have it. If you turn your attention directly above us, you will see my picks for the day. 3 coming at you. I'm taking the Michigan State Spartans -2.5, Northern Colorado Bears +20.5, and the St. John's Red Storm +4.5. Turn your attention opposite side of that to RMags Picks. His 3 best bets, he's taking the Grand Canyon. I can't remember what they are. -10.5. Antelopes -10.5. Michigan State Spartans -2.5. And VCU versus Vanderbilt under 136.5. He is comfortable with that few point drop we've already seen this morning. Right below that, you see our Wednesday Warrior special play of the day. It's over that direction. The Sacramento Kings +2.5, or wherever you're finding it out on your book. And below all that, the double special play every Wednesday. The Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off, 3 legs on it. Sacramento Kings +2.5. The Grand Canyon Antelopes -10.5. And the St. John's Red Storm +4.5. Again, parlayed up for over 6-to-1 odds. Let's get all of today's best bets to the pay window. But before we can do that, my friends, you need to lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL crew best bets of the day in at whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book. Okay, partner.
Okay.
Well, there we go. There we have it. That'll do it for the TTL crew's best bets of the day. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that. All right, now, one final little segment here. We have one more bet, if you will, or one more favorite pick, one more best bet, whatever you want to call it, whatever you like to refer to them as, from our honorable guest, the cubicle objects, all-knowing cubicle objects, the Moneyline Dice. So it is now time for today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day, my friends. And partner, would you be so kind to oblige us as to who are we rolling for today, or who are the Moneyline Dice rolling for today? Not we. Who are they rolling for?
So we've got a nice, what appears to be a potential extremely exciting, sweaty matchup out of Toledo Rockets and Oakland Golden Grizzlies. The Golden Grizzlies are -2 favorites at home against Toledo. Both these teams are a very, very scrappy mid-major team. I know you're like both these teams, as do I.
Wait. They're -2 favorites at home?
Oakland is, yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
That didn't flip, did it?
Yep. They were
It
plus
did?
2 to open. Yep. They were plus 2 to open the day.
Sheesh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so it is at -2 right now. Looks like the money splits are very, very even, 50-50. 54% of bets on Oakland, but 50-50 money right now, it appears. Over-under is a little bit of a discrepancy here. Looks like FanDuel 146.5, DraftKings is 148.
Okay.
Did not have any thoughts on that one. I don't know about you, but...
No. I think it's going to be high scoring, but I don't know.
I think this one's going to give a run for the money as far as mid-major game of the year, as far as what we saw last night, partner. I think this is going to be a sweat and a half, whichever way you have it.
Yeah, I think you are right on that one, my friend. So without further ado, let the cubicle objects tell us what we got coming. First roll of the day, my friends. Home or away? Are we taking the home team, Oakland Golden Grizzlies? Or are we rocking and rolling with the away team, the Toledo Rockets? We all find out, because I don't know. They do. In 3, in 2, in 1. Away team, Toledo Rockets. Away team, Toledo Rockets. Toledo Rockets.
Okay.
There you go. You see your A. Okay, next roll of the day. Are we taking them on the money line, getting a little plus money Paulie action, or are we getting a couple of points to back us on the road? We all find out once again in 3, in 2, in 1. ATS.
Okay.
ATS, I'll pick it right up for you. There you go. You can see ATS. There you go. There you have it. All right.
Dice.
Now, wild card roll. Will they be doubling down for the second day in a row? Will they say, hey, boys, we need a little extra screen time. We really don't know what the hell's going on right now. Or are they going to skip all of that and they're going to go to the total? We once again find out from the all-knowing cubicle objects, the Moneyline Dice, in a 3, a 2, 1.
Come on, guys.
Away money line.
All right. Is that a...
The dice have spoken! If you want to guaranteed take 2 tickets to the window tonight, not from me, not from Mags, but from the all-knowing, ever-present, ever-popular cubicle objects that be the Moneyline Dice, hammer in right now for a full unit, the Toledo Rockets plus 2.5 unit on the Toledo Rockets money line. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. I like it. I like it, Dice.
I think I do too.
I mean, we were a little torn, but it was like barely still basically on the fence either way.
I like Oakland. I liked Oakland because of that flip, but hey, if the dice know what's up, the dice know what's up.
Dice know what's up. I don't know.
And when they typically go ATS and money line on a plus money Paulie, it's typically good news. So, hey, there's today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day. All right, that does it. First half of the show. My best bets, Mag's best bets, special play of the day, all the analysis behind them. Moneyline Dice special, or Moneyline Dice best bet of the day. Toledo Rockets plus 2.5, and a little sprinkle on their money line, or plus 2, wherever you're seeing it at. Time to get into the second half of the show, my friends. Kick it on back a little bit. We'll talk a little shit, discuss a few leans we're getting into. Obviously, have our back and forth banter, and then the always important TTL announcement. So without further ado, my friends and partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul that you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 165 of the TTL Pod on this absolutely gorgeous Wednesday of Bets, also known as November the 17th, 2021.
My man, I've got a little itch to scratch as far as a beloved league of ours that we have not been able to talk as much about because of the college basketball and NBA seasons coming through.
Yes.
I'm just interested in some NFL lines this weekend. See what your early thoughts are for a quick little rundown here.
Okay.
Because as we mentioned, we've obviously been dropping down the news the last couple of days, but haven't been able to dive too deep into any conversation. So I'll kick it off. And I guess you'll probably bounce it back to me, but my Packers on the road, -2.5 against the Vikings. Are you fading my pack, or are you just staying away completely?
Fuck the Packers, dude. I'm not backing the Packers, but
And I'm not saying that.
I don't know if I have enough yones. I might take the Vikings plus 2.5 at home. It's yeah. Your boys are a severe public side already. Oh baby.
As they've been the last 10 weeks.
Not this severe. Not like this. Like maybe if they're like 80, 90, 99. They are 80 and 50 right now. Like they are getting 50 fucking % of money essentially. Like that's the most severe it's been yet.
I would say that Bengals game was worse, actually.
I remember that one. That was like 90-92. They were all just the fucking same. They were favorites. And that one ended up, if you got it at the wrong fucking number, it didn't end up even covering. So
right.
That one, there's your fucking point. Dude, I don't know. I think if anybody has an opportunity to fuck them up, it's going to be Minnesota. And, that defense just has a knack for not being able to stop Dalvin Cook. And if they can't stop Dalvin Cook, then they're going to be asleep on the outside. And before you know it, you're going to have 3 fucking Adam Thielen touchdowns. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one. I know I wasn't surprised that's where the first one you went to. And even though it's a fucking 325, that's a noon game. It's just at the bottom of the slate.
Yeah, I mean, if their offense plays the way they did the other day, they might be in trouble. But New England minus 6.5 at the Falcons. Falcons just got smoked by the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm staying away
at all.
Nope, no interest.
I'm not interested.
How about your Bears? Plus the 6.
Nope, I'm good. Don't need any part of that. Actually,
Saints?
Houston plus 10.5. I'd be interested in, depending on what the hell happens there. I think that's too many fucking points for Tennessee. At some point in time, you got to see some regression here. And Tyrod covers. That was just one bad game back. First game he played in freaking 2 months. Give the kid a break. It's still Tyrod.
They were
covers.
Off last week, right?
Yeah, coming off the bye. So plus 10.5. Very interesting there. No, I'm not. I don't even want to go anywhere near the Saints and the Eagles because why the hell are the Eagles minus 1.5 favorites? That's stupid.
No,
that's just like screaming take the Saints and then you're gonna get screwed because they snuck in the back door last week against Tennessee. It was one of my best bets of the weekend, and I just thought that number was way too much. Now I think it's kind of fishy in the opposite direction. I think I would take the Eagles, but
the more I look at this, the more I hate this slate.
Yeah, it's not good,
honest.
man. It's not good. You were real excited to get to talking about some of these. I'm like, nope, hate that. Nope, no way.
Wow.
Miami against the Jets, minus 3.5. I'm not a fan of that at all. Why the fuck is that 3.5? Yeah, Flacco season will have 4 fucking picks.
Carolina, Washington under maybe?
And that'll be a fucking game where they both score 30 freaking points and Taylor Bud Lightkey shits off out of nowhere and then Cam makes his return and absolutely destroys one of his former coaches. Hey man, I don't know. That one kind of seems like I might back the Panthers, but I don't really want 3.5 points. Bengals Raiders, I'm a little interested in that. Maybe a little bit of Raiders action, but then again, they looked completely dead against Kansas City. So we'll see what happens there, man. I am not a fan of this slate whatsoever, to be honest with you. Whatsoever. Arizona minus 2.5, maybe. If Kyler's back, if D-Hop's back, hopefully they shake off the cobwebs quick. And then why is Dallas a fucking 2.5 point favorite dog on the road to Kansas City? Like, call me stupid if they're not going to win that fucking game by 17 points and they're giving them 2.5. Why does the book repeatedly stand up on top of their fucking counters, pull their pants down when it comes to the Cowboys and say, hey, public, fist us all you want. We don't care what number we put out because they're going to fucking beat it either way. Why? Why do they keep doing this, Mags? Why do they keep doing this?
The Chiefs are more of a public side in any game than the Cowboys are. The Chiefs are getting more of the public action right now.
I mean, this is insane. Like, the Cowboys are covering and winning outright. No question.
I'm interested in the Cowboys. That's the one that I'm interested in the most.
I would put the Cowboys at minus 5.5, minus 6.5, and I still take them.
The Chiefs are obviously figuring something out, but you and I talked off the show. The Raiders just defensively decided not to play the style of defense that's been working against the Chiefs all season long. So I have to imagine the Cowboys are going to have a much better game plan than the Raiders did. So I'm really interested in the Cowboys there, especially if they're not the public side.
I feel like that's got to flip by game time, dude. There's no way that people are still buying into the Kansas City Chiefs and what they're doing.
The public loves the Chiefs, man. especially once they show something like they did the other night.
So
I
dumb.
mean, I agree.
So
I agree
dumb.
with you.
I might drop a fucking stack on the Cowboys plus 2.5, dude. Like that's ludicrous. That is absolutely ludicrous. That might be one of my best bets of the weekend. Holy cow.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's ludicrous. Wow.
Like, especially if if the Cowboys were the public side, I'd be concerned, but
I'm good. I'm good on all that. Holy smokes. Yeah, definitely that if anything jumped off the board at me, that was the one that jumped off the board at me. Everything else is kind of fuck all right now. I don't know. Maybe Detroit banged up Baker. I don't know. The Lions trying to get something done right now. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not. Wow, I am not really interested in. And now Jared Goff is day to day and will sit out practice today per old Dan Campbell.
Oy, their backup quarterbacks are bad. You think Jared Goff isn't good?
David Blau and
Tim Boyle, baby.
Tim Boyle, you're fucking
former Packers back.
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. There you have it. NFL not looking great for this week, my friends. I'm not too sure what the hell we're gonna be doing, but we'll have best bets, no question about it. Friday's show, we'll do some deliberate and see what actually has the value. But first glance there, it's actually second glance, I look through it again, and it does not look any more favorable than what I originally saw it on Monday.
Right.
So, yeah, there you go. There you have it. Well, how about a few more leans, partner? We'll just segue right on from that.
Go ahead.
I got some college basketball nonsense I was looking at here, dude. And I'm going to look at a couple bet percent splits, shit like that. I know we talked about this one a little bit off air. URI versus Boston College. URI laying 5.5 on or at home. This always feels to me like the time right when I decide I'm going to back Rhode Island that they end up just laying an egg and Boston College is going to take care of business. Is that what it feels like to you, or am I just way the hell off here?
That's kind of what it feels like to me, because I do think they win this one outright. I was just so shocked to see the number that high. You would think it would be -2.5, -3.5, and people would be buying into. Like, it seems like it's a Boston College trap, but once again, like you said, as soon as you want to buy into Rhode Island, at least on the spread, I feel like they're going to win this game by 3. But at the same time, I don't have the cojones to back Boston College in that spot either.
No, it is. It's rather damn tight too, my friend. 49% of bets for Boston College, 51% of money for Boston College. So it's virtually 50-50 right now. So I would say stay far the fuck away from that game.
Right, and Boston College hasn't played anybody, but it's not like they're playing bad against these teams. They're 2-1 ATS. They've barely failed to cover the third one that they lost. So I mean, I like Rhode Island a lot this year, but that just seems like too many points.
For sure. Next one up on tap for me, I really was interested in St. Joe's against Drexel, and then I looked a little bit more into it. I started liking Drexel a lot. Drexel opened up plus 1.5 dogs. They flipped to -1 favorites pretty much across the entire market. 55% of bets, 95% of money. They handled a fucking good, really, really good Syracuse team with Buddy Boeheim still. I mean, they didn't beat him outright, but 60-55. That's a fucking hell of a job by Drexel there, my friend. So, worth an ad, do you?
I don't know. I actually don't know too much about these teams. These are two that have fallen under my radar, at least for this season. I always keep an eye on these teams as it goes. So this will be one that I would probably just be interested in watching personally.
Yeah.
But I think you might be right. Drexel might be the play on this one.
Yeah, I think Drexel is the play. You might see me end up adding that. Wagner, man. I am so fucking tentative right now. Are they a wagon? Is Wagner a wagon? Are they about to take care of business? But then again, they're playing them daggum St. Pete's Peacocks that have just had a knack of showing their feathers in my direction this year. And by that, I mean taking all of my fucking money. So that being said, and they look like the sharp side. Some books, it's already dropped down to 2.5. So I'm going to tell you to avoid this one. I don't even want to really talk about that one because what I was going to kind of go along is that Wagner has been an absolute wagon so far, and I think it has some value. And then you look at the splits. St. Pete's has just been really, 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 really tough to beat. And I know they haven't played like the best teams in the world so far, but I mean, they played St. John's and gave them a little bit of a run for their money for a little while. Ended up getting beat by 21, but gave them a run for their money for a bit. And then that VCU game, I know they were terrible, but jeepers creepers, I don't know. So I'm going to stay away from this one. I love Wagner as a dog. I don't know if I can get all the way in the boat with them as a favorite of more than a fucking 3-pointer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Wagner would be where it gun to my head where I'd go, but yeah, I'm out on that one for sure.
Had Oakland down there plus 2.5, flipped to -2.5. The dice said, "Fuck that, take Toledo plus 2.5 or whatever you're seeing it at."
I think that's going to finish a 1-point game.
I think it is too. I think it's going to be similar to that JMU EKY game we saw last night. Again, shout out Blake. What a freaking sweat that was, my friends. Next game up that yeah, it has flipped, son of a gun. But they're not getting the sharp side. Yeah, never mind. I don't really want to talk about this. The name you want to keep in your head, though, the Ryder Broncos. From time to time, they're very valuable. They were plus 1.5 open this morning, flipped to minus 1.5. But Bucknell is getting 50% of bets, 87% of actual money. I think you can buy into that steam because Bucknell does outpace them by at least a good 200 spots. So yeah. I think that's what it's going to come down to. If you're looking to play that game, I would say Bucknell just because of their pace, but I'm going to take it off of mine. The Must Bus and the Pixui Arkansas Razorbacks welcoming in the remind me one more time, gosh darn it, now my freaking app's fucking up, so I can't just keep
Northern Iowa Panthers.
Yeah, there we go. We've talked about it before on this show, dude. UNI is broken as all shit. I don't trust them whatsoever, but this line is dropping down 14.5 at open, down to 12.5 now. I think I'm comfortable with it there. I just do not think that UNI has any type of firepower to keep up with Arkansas here. I'm not going to lay that, but man, I just think this is a trap and a half. So if you're like looking at UNI and saying, oh my gosh, I have to take all 13, 12.5, UNI's a good team. No, they're not. They're broke as a fucking joke. This isn't 2014, 2015, 2016. Like, they are not the same UNI Panthers team. I can promise you that. We literally went to school in the Missouri Valley Conference. We know about these fucking teams. UNI's broke as a joke, but I don't know if I can get all the way in with the Must Bus and the boys.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to back it, but I agree with you completely. It feels like the public is just kind of wanting UNI to be that team, and they just aren't. But at the same time, they're a team that typically, if they have a lucky night, or maybe not lucky night, but you know what I'm trying to say, just a hot night of shooting, they can definitely take care of a spread like this. So as far as a spread like this, they're definitely dangerous. So that's why I would stay away. But I think the Must Bus, maybe we just love the Must Bus. I don't know, but I don't know.
I don't know either. A couple others that I was looking at, and I don't want to spend too much time on them. Air Force plus 2.5. My only rationale there is just they've been really fucking sneaky so far. But Texas Southern is also one of my favorite mid-majors to back. The Tigers are freaking sick, and they're already 3-0 ATS this year. So definitely something to think about with Air Force. They've been really, really, really sneaky. And anytime they're a dog and now a home dog, worth a look. But the line is moving in the wrong direction. So stay away from that one.
Tough to deduct because they've played three at least pretty solid teams, Oregon, St. Mary, and Washington too.
And they took care of business. They have not looked bad. At the bare minimum, they covered. So, goodness gracious. You know what I hate the most? I'm not going to trash out this app right now because I just about started to trash it. I'm not going to do that. My fault.
We're not there yet.
Nothing I hate. Pepperdine, minus 1.5. I was really interested in it this morning. I don't trust UCD, but now
people don't know what app we fucking
fuck off. UCD. Fuck Pepperdine UCD. You don't even need to look at that game. That game's fishy as all hell. If you want to take a side, take UCD. I would say because Pepperdine doesn't need to be minus 1.5. They should absolutely blow the brakes off of the Aggies, but I don't think it happens. Last one from me, University of Cal Riverside. I really, really, really liked UCR first couple games here, was backing them, was enjoying them, and now they're down to, they've kicked up. So lines moved in the wrong direction. They opened up as 2-point favorites up to 3.5 point, 2-point dogs up to 3.5 point dogs on a lot of books right now. They're going to be a team you want to keep your eye on, but I think against the Toreros of San Diego, it's kind of a bad matchup for them. So I don't think I'm going to add that one either.
Yeah, I'm staying away. I'm interested to watch that one. I think both those teams are going to be really, really surprisingly really fun to watch teams and really good teams. So I'm going to be interested to see who takes that one outright.
Most def, I'm going to be tuned into that one for sure because that'll be a good mid-major action for sure on that one. That does it for college basketball. How about just a little bit of action, partner? The only last thing that I wanted to touch on, obviously we can't bet on NIU and Buffalo. NIU laying 1.5 on the road. They actually opened up 2.5 point favorites, so a little interested, but I would lean to them if I was leaning anywhere.
NIU, Buffalo has been. A lot of people are liking the Bulls. It looks like, but Buffalo has not been very productive lately. So I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm interested in NIU if we could bet it.
What about the chips? Central Mitch, you know me and the chips. As soon as I fucking back them, they kick me in the teeth. As soon as I decide to stay away, they kick me in the teeth again. So it's just like this year, I cannot back the chips. They actually opened up as 2-point dogs. Yeah, 2-point dogs. They've since flipped to 2.5-point favorites. We're holding pretty solidly around 1.5-point favorites this morning. Are you going to end up jumping in the action boat here today with this game, or are you going to stay away in general?
Quite possibly, man. I mean, I'm interested in riding the hot hand of the Chips. The Chips are as hot as any team in the MAC. And they've won, at least I've only seen the last 5 games, but they've won 4 of the last 5 pretty damn handily. I mean, they only lost by 1 point to NIU. Actually, both these teams have lost by 1 to NIU. So, I mean, it is probably pretty close and warranted for that spread. But if I was going anywhere, I'd ride the hot hand of the Chips.
Shout out Khalil Pimpleton, man. Is quickly becoming a Maction star, left, right, and center. He actually follows the TTL page. So shout out Khalil if you ever see this. Followed him after he had those fucking 3 touchdowns, 7,000 yards, whatever he did. And I was like, oh, is that the real KP? That's the real KP. You got to be shitting me. So shout out Khalil Pimpleton. Keep that in your head. Might be a guy who ends up getting in the end zone a couple times here today against Ball State. So yeah, I think I would lean with the chips. Minus 2.5 might be worth a look for me, might be worth an ad. So there you go. There you have that there. Partner, anything else you're leaning on? Anything else you were looking there before we talk a little nonsense, dive into some rabbit holes, and then get on the hell out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I wish we had a unbiased perspective as far as our Bulls go because, I mean, the train is...
shout out, actually. My boy Dustin tweeted at me. He said, at Colt TTL Sports, I need you to explain to me how the hell the Bulls are not favored tonight. Vegas gives them no respect. It's free money. All I see is red with a Benny the Bull gif. Are we crazy? Are we wild? Is he thinking the same way we're thinking? I know you're a little tentative because you backed the Blazers on fucking Tuesday or Monday or whatever it was. How you feeling about this?
So, I mean, if I'm going anywhere, I'm backing the Bulls, no doubt about it. But there are some red flags, I feel like. One, he's saying, why are the Bulls a dog? And that's a big why. I don't know why. One thing is these long West Coast trips. The more you get into them. We talked about against the Lakers. We liked them against the Lakers, but that's because they were sticking around in L.A. back-to-back nights. They didn't have to go anywhere. Now they're traveling a little bit more on the West Coast. They've been over there for almost a week now. Sometimes those can be a tough road trip for them. And these Blazers, I mentioned them, their offense was going to start showing up, and they showed up against the solid defense in the Raptors. Mm-hmm. At the same time, as I'm talking about it, if any team has the right defensive matchups for this Blazers team, it's our damn Bulls with the guards that we have defensively with Lonzo and Alex Caruso.
But I thought Levine and DeRozan weren't going to be a good duo, dude. I thought they were going to suck.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Don't stop. You're talking me into a fan perspective as far as putting a stack down on the Bulls. There's big money coming out on the Blazers, so that's another red flag. But I can't tell if it's just a lack of respect from the books or if this is a Bulls trap. I don't know, man. I'll probably be back in the Bulls in some fashion, but, man, I'm a little nervous.
I want to, but I think they're just being a little overvalued for some reason. I don't know what reason. Like, they've just been playing too damn good for them to be 2.5-point dogs. I just feel like somehow, one way or another, they're just going to end up fucking you, and that's just not something you want to be a part of tonight. I think it's just going to be a blip in the grand scheme of things of what the Bulls' season has been like so far, but I might want to stay away from that one tonight.
I think it might just be a really close, sweaty game, and the books are hoping for a little bit of regression. But like I said, I almost wanted to buy into just the fact that the Bulls have the best defensive guards potentially for this Blazers backcourt in Lillard and McCollum. So we can move off of this one, or else I'll keep going for hours. Yeah,
I know that. We'll get rid of the Bulls talk there. We will never go anywhere. So outside of that, nothing too major on my end of the world. It's colder than a son of a bitch. Well, it was at least this morning. It's starting to get cold now. You say it's 55, 60 degrees all of a sudden in middle of November. So whatever it is, I haven't been outside yet.
63 on my
63 degrees. Holy shit. Out of nowhere. Hey, it was 30 degrees and it's 60 degrees and it's 40. Who knows what the hell's even going on right now. All I know is we better not get stuck in another fucking polar vortex. That's all I care about. It's generally about this time of the month that we get absolutely obliterated in the Chicagoland area. So here's your reminder, my friends. Get the damn scraper in your truck. Get the damn boots in your truck, in your car. Get your extra warm clothes in the car. You get broke down on the side of the road. I don't need you freezing up like a fucking popsicle, all right?
No.
We need to thaw you out. We need to keep you good. Reminder to you too over there, partner. Stay safe. Bring an extra flashlight. Make sure before you travel fucking anywhere, all your liquids are filled up in the old vehicle, the vehicular device, if you will. Be safe while you're traveling.
Blankets in there, man.
Yeah,
just
some blankets, everything you need. You pack your whole fucking duffel bag. Just some clothes you don't fucking wear. Toss them in the duffel bag. Toss it in the back. During this time of the year, fucking do that. There is no reason to be in your fucking car and turn into a damn popsicle. There's no, just if you break down, it's gonna happen. Even if you're the best driver in the fucking world, you might end up in a ditch. It's just what the fuck happened. So please be safe, be safe, be safe. It's right around this time of the year in the Chicagoland area that it is going to come. And it's like, it seems, because I'm going to a little family function this weekend at the old Garage Mahal. Shout out the Brazes. Love my fam bam. Going to hang out with them, and it's generally that Saturday that we get punched in the fucking mouth. Every year when we have this little get-together, we get punched in the mouth on this Saturday. So I'm really hoping it doesn't happen again this year.
It's always like the week Saturday before Thanksgiving or the Saturday right after it, right?
Yeah, 100%, almost every single year. So there's your PSA from the TTL crew. Be safe, you sons of guns. I don't need you freezing up out there. Yeah, man. So outside of that, nothing really else I can turn into any funny business. I'm sure just looking at my face is enough of funny business for you motherfuckers. Yeah, quit laughing, all right? Quit laughing on the other side of the screen over there. Outside of that,
you did it yourself, guy.
A couple of key announcements, ones that are things you need to take note of. As far as our additional content, Wise Words Season 2, Episode 1, dropping next Wednesday. There is no episode of Wise Words today. If you guys are expecting a Wise Words Wednesday, you will not see it. We're starting Season 2 with Episode 1 next Wednesday. We finished up Season 1, Episode 10 with Donnie Rightside Seymour last Wednesday. Go back, check it out. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the Wise Words podcast playlist. It's also available on your favorite podcast directories, Apple, Spotify, everything in between, Amazon Music, the Wise Words podcast. Go check out the previous episodes. Let's all become betters together and get juiced for an absolutely electric season starting next week on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Cup of Joe on Campus will remain steaming down the tracks every Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Me and the guy sitting to my left do a little collegiate slate breakdown. We run through the entire college football slates, entire college basketball slates, and wouldn't you know it, we call it Cup of Joe on Campus because we drink a cup of coffee with you too. My partner got wild enough last week to bring the whole pot on set with him, was taking a few swigs right out of the set, trying to wake up on Saturday morning. But hey, no harm, no foul. We don't judge at Cup of Joe on Campus because we're just waking up for the day too. So we'll run through all the games that we've already locked in, ones we have question marks on, and ones we are telling you to stay far the fuck away from, all right? So tune into that. You might just see a special guest from time to time. I told you about one coming up here on the 27th yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday's show, I'm not telling you again. You're going to have to be surprised on the Cup of Joe on Campus episode for November the 27th of 2021. As far as this week, I don't think any special guest. Maybe we get a special guest. Who knows, partner? I have no clue. Maybe I reach out to a few people. We see what the hell's shaking. We'll put the feelers out there.
My brother was joking, so he's taking advantage of all these like Barstool promos. He literally gets like a different Barstool hoodie every single week. So he's like, "Have me on Wise Words or this other show," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've gotten now 12 Barstool hoodies."
Yeah, terrific. Absolutely electric.
Sorry,
absolutely electric. Yeah, it might pale in comparison to a few of the guys we might be talking to. So there you go. There you have that. Appreciate that sidebar, partner, for Wise Words, even though wrapping up all of Cup of Joe on Campus. That's all of that. And then additional content as far as outside of any of the pods and everything, check it out, talkingtheline.com. You'll see all of our blogs. Subscribe to our blogs. You can get all of it delivered right to your email inbox. We will never send you any spam, never any bullshit. We just send you our additional stuff, our insights, analysis. Maybe you'll see an inspiration corner from me. Maybe you'll see a little bit of UFC picks, UFC advice. You'll see RMags Extra Cheddar, maybe some future advice. all types of stuff we put out there. Nothing's off limits on the old TTL blog. So check it out there. We got loads of additional content. You can see all of our shows. They have individual tabs on the website, so you can see all the platforms they're on. Watch it on your favorite platform. Save it. Just bookmark talkingtheline.com so you always got everything right at your fingertips, my friends. Outside of that, partner. Oh, shit. One final thing. Speaking of partnership. We are more than excited to announce that we have decided to partner with Chalkboard. They are an up-and-coming app. They are absolutely sweeping the market right now. I love what they're doing. Mags loves what they're doing. Shout out Ted Miles. We are actually planning to have him on Wise Words as a potential guest. Talk about kind of starting up a business in this industry, or even just as a young entrepreneur, because he's our age, a year older than us. Well, not even really anymore. I'm about to turn 26, so what are we even talking about? So just start being a young entrepreneur in this. I forget it's about to be my birthday sometimes. I'm just out here working, dude. And kind of having that perspective. And then we also might have another guest, too, who may or may not be a comedian and a TV personality. And maybe they're going to talk about their start in there, and also maybe they do some stuff with betting, too. So we'll have plenty of people coming up. But as far as Chalkboard goes, download the Chalkboard app. You can just find it on Apple, or the iTunes Store, or iPlay, whatever the shit is on Android too. I don't know, whatever, just the App Store. Go check it out on the App Store. iPlay, I think that's what it is. Either way, check it out, Chalkboard app, and then you can follow a bunch of boards on there. You'll see us talking the line. You can follow our board, and then there's a bunch of channels within there. So what's really cool about it is that we can track all of our bets just like we do with action. So we're going to kind of slowly migrate everything over to there, and then pretty much use that as our sole tracking platform. And then, Mag's a little bit frozen there, but no problem, no harm, no foul. We'll keep it going. So we're using it like that. But the better part about it is that think Discord, but all sports betting. So any of the channels you see on our board, you'll see talking college basketball, talking college football, talking NBA, talking MLB, all the sports on there, but also talking tips and trends, talking special plays like our Parlay Pop-Off, or maybe you got a two-leg parlay that you want the whole squad to hammer in. Let's all write it together, whatever. And then you'll see lock channels on there too that are we can only comment in them, but it'll be like where the most important information and everything comes out of. So you'll see that. And then the ones with the little bubbles, anybody can come in, comment. Nothing off limits, guys. It is a completely open, raw channel. We want to have a blast with you guys, talk about sports. If you guys think we're dumb on a given day, come on, come in, chirp, talk some shit. We're all about it. We love it. Follow us. You can either find it. I'll refresh it today on the TTL page, but you can find it on the Talking the Line page or on our page. You'll see a big graphic for it, Chalkboard. But just download the Chalkboard app, and all you got to do is just go to Follow Boards, and you'll see Talking the Line right in one of the main boards there. So we are more than excited to announce our partnership with Chalkboard. Love the guys over there. The crew are just a bunch of guys like us, open, raw, real, and have some serious visions for the future and what this industry holds. So more than excited to join them, and a few other connections I do believe are going to be coming from that as well, my friends. So make sure you stay tuned. We told you a few months back that we had injected the rocket fuel into the rocket, and it was getting close to going out of the atmosphere. Now, if this is said atmosphere right here, rocket right about here. Rocket right about here, okay? And then all of a sudden, it's just going to go fucking to the moon, and then you guys aren't going to know what the hell happened. So, couple of tether cords. Imagine my arm, just a tether cord, right? This is something you can grab onto. See, look at all the fingers. You got all the extra.
Are you using your banner behind you as reference, or just
something like that. Yeah. And then you grab on, and then look. Even if we go through the atmosphere, you guys are still holding on. You guys are still good. And even if we go to the moon, you guys are still holding on. Everything's good. Right, so the seats are all full on the rocket ship, but we still have tether cords, and we have not broke through the atmosphere. But if we break through the atmosphere without you on a tether cord, you will have no oxygen, and you will not know what the fuck is going on. So please, share with all of your degenerate friends. Stay on board the rocket ship and get ready to go to the moon. All the way to the doggone moon, all right, my friends? So there you go. There you have it. Outside of that, partner, any other rabbit holes before I wrap this show up here with my motivation minutes?
No, I think we've spent ourselves out of rabbit holes today.
150%, my friend.
Actually, one quick thing that's weird. Lamar Jackson's sitting out of non-COVID illness. Am I crazy, or has he been dealing with this almost every single week this year? He's had weird illnesses that are non-COVID related all year. What's going on?
Probably just gets a little bit of the boo-boos, gets a little
I guess.
Mamma Mia, Papa Pia, baby got the diarrhea and can't function. And he's just like, oh, coach, I got to take a day off. Give me a fucking day. And John's like, yeah, you know what? You fucking shredded everybody we played so far besides the fucking Dolphins. You know what? I don't need that bullshit from you again. Fix your boo-boos and then come on back and be our quarterback again. That's my,
all right. That's all I needed to hear. All right.
That's my thesis. if I'm an insider of all insiders, that's my thesis.
Show.
There you go. There you have it. All right, my friends. There you have it. All of RMags Sidebar, leans, crew banter, all of our nonsense, everything in between. Let's wrap this thing up with last but certainly not least. You know you love every minute of it, my man. With my motivation minutes of the day. Now, let me preface this. I cannot take full credit for all of this. I don't really even know what the video is, or I can't really even give it full credit. I saw it on motivational quotes on Twitter or on Instagram. I apologize, and of course I'll put my own flair on it. But I saw this and I was just like, well, holy cow! More people need to know about this, or this thought process, and kind of this all plays into having the mindset that I always talk about. And, maybe sometimes I get to rambling on, or I give you guys some things like, fuck, how can I really apply that in my life? Or how can I have something, I need something to come back to when I'm fighting through the adversity, when I'm getting punched straight in the snout with everything I do, every direction I turn. Colt tells me this, but what can I grab onto? Well, bingo, bango, we got it here today. So it's going to be kind of short and sweet. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's not going to be a long one, but I'm going to ask you, partner, and obviously you guys can kind of follow along on the opposite side of the screen, but how heavy is this cup, my friend?
Like literally, how heavy is that?
Yeah, let's take a guess. How heavy is this cup?
4 or 5 pounds?
Okay.
Is that a dumb guess?
No? How?
Okay.
We'll get to that. How heavy is this cup?
Are we talking with liquid?
Yeah, with liquid, maybe a little extra liquid in there. Maybe there's half full. Maybe sometimes it's half empty. Maybe it's really full. Maybe sometimes it's only a little full.
Yeah, just
in
4 or 5 pounds again.
Okay. So the weight of the cup does not matter. That's the farthest thing that you need to focus on. What you need to focus on is that as you hold a cup, think about it. Whether if there's a lot of liquid or a little liquid in it, it's generally pretty much the same weight regardless, right? They kind of make cups to kind of counterbalance themselves like that. So you hold it 10 seconds, 30 seconds, take your sip, get in and get out. You don't really notice anything, right? But let's say you held it for an hour. Your elbow might start to kind of shake, might get a little sore. I say, shit, I kind of want to put this thing down. What if you held it for the entire day? Your elbow really start fucking shaking. You might even go numb. It might even feel paralyzed because of how much strain you have put on it for that entire day. So what the hell am I talking about a cup and holding the cup for an hour and a day? What the fuck? This cup is much like the adversities and the trials and the tribulations that you will face in your life. You can pick them up and think about them for a fleeting second. Think about what you can do to overcome them. Think about what's the next step you can make in front of you and make that step. Or you can hold on to them for an hour. Let them fester inside of you. Let them make you spin down every single rabbit hole you possibly can in order to try and figure out how you can make that first step. Or maybe you can hold on to them the entire day. And they impact you so hard that you feel paralyzed to even make a jump, to even make a move, to even attempt at making that first step. So the key here with this, my friends, is that I give you the permission today to put that cup down. It's your choice. It's your decision. Stop holding on to that weight and putting yourself in paralysis because of all the different options that are coming your way. Pick it up. Take your sip. Okay. What's that supposed to teach me? Set it back down and get after it. Don't hold that cup in your hand all day long to where it paralyzes you from being able to tackle tomorrow. So today, my friends, I just want you to remember that it's time to put that cup down. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
I like it, my man. That's a good. That's a good comparison. Good metaphor. Is that what you would say? Metaphor?
Yeah, little metaphor. Not a simile, but yeah, it'd be a little metaphor.
Yeah, metaphor. No, I like it.
A little something visual for you there, guys. Just kind of smacked me right in the chest when I got that last night. So I said, there you go, there you have it. I'll bring that to you guys here this morning. So
I like it.
Put the cup down. My motivation minutes of the day. A little something to keep in your head when you're battling that adversity, battling those trials, those tribulations. So there you go. There you have it. That sure seems like an episode of the TTL Pod to me, my friend. Anything else I missed or came out as I was deliberating there?
No, sir. I think we nailed just about every single possible thing we could have nailed today.
I think we are in business, my friend. So there is one final thing we must do, and without further ado, my friends, to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates, gamblers, far and wide, for myself and Mags, thank you so much for choosing to stop by episode number 165 of the TTL Pod on this beautiful Monday of bets. I know I say it every single day, but we appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts, giving us the opportunity to network, connect, chase our dreams and passions, and share them with you every single day is more than we could possibly ask. Thank you for your time and your energy that you choose to spend with us. Again, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate the hell out of you. Last but certainly not least, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Wednesday, unless you have any other plans, a terrific day of ticket cashing, and last but certainly not least, hey partner, let's cash some tickets.